sick of the team. He's sick of being on the team.
When my tummy hurts, all I got to do is down some coffee, and then 10 minutes later, I'm good.
He has Ron Rivera-itis.
All I know is
now the case of that.
We are 5 games into what's supposed to be a steady-the-ship regime, and it's as chaotic and it's as big a dumpster fire as ever.
I was talking about this with Drab. Do you think that this is probably one of the most dysfunctional years?
It's as dysfunctional as last year.
You know what it feels like to me?
I think it's the most dysfunctional.
I'm going in the Wayback Machine, and it is 1 year. It feels like the Richie Pettibone year. Do you remember how bad it was?
Going way
Richie
back.
Pettibone took over?
Drab brought up a good point. Remember when Shanahan was on his way out?
Yeah,
and how dysfunctional that
all
was.
the leaks that came out,
That's what happened. That's what's happening now. We're getting leaks right before the game. Oh, Haskins on the block. Haskins pouting.
And this isn't even with all the name stuff and ownership stuff. This is just with the team.
But again, remember, it's 5 games in to a 5-year deal. All right, you would assume
I'm not
about a
saying
5-year
that
deal.
he can't turn it around, but I'm saying so far, F.
But you got to give him a quarterback.
Might be a lean 5 years.
Seriously,
Eric, you got to give him a quarterback.
At this rate, he'll never last 5 years.
They need the Jets to win so bad. Can the Jets win a game?
No,
please.
Jets are at the Chargers this week. Impossible.
Why?
They win.
If they had the number 1 pick and took Lawrence, they'd screw him up too somehow.
I don't know. I think there's some guys you can't screw up.
They didn't screw up Chase. He looks like he's the real deal.
I don't know. I'm just saying, there's so many bad teams out. There's going to be a race for that number 1 pick.
Although, by the way, he really didn't do anything yesterday.
Well, it was hard.
They
ran away from him. If you notice, they ran to the other side.
Maybe you can credit him for pushing the lineman into Goff on the 1 interception, but that's probably a stretch.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not gonna have big plays every single week.
Understood. He's super talented and is very good. I don't want to rip into Chase Young.
Eric thinks that Washington's going to have 4 or 5 wins.
No, I think that they can. Yeah, I think that. Yeah. What did I bet cakes? I think they'll get to 4. I think they can because their schedule's soft. They play a bunch of bad teams. And, yes, I know we're bad, but they play a bunch of other bad teams,
But my point is, you get 4 or 5 wins, that's not going to be enough for the number 1 pick.
I think they're stuck in the mud. They're going to get
that's gonna
3
be like
wins
5,
just like
6.
they did last year.
They're going to get Nubs, Trey Lance.
Well, who knows?
I got to watch him more. I don't know enough about him.
How can you watch him? He quit. He's not playing
this year. Look at clips. Just see what I see.
You could watch him for last year. He was. I mean, it is what it is. My point
is what it is.
Well, I mean, no one's seen him play. He played 1 year at North Dakota State. But my point is, you're going to have to win 2 games to get the number 1 pick. I think if you're in that 4 range, you're
2
probably
games is very doable. Trust me, from what I've seen through 5, winning just 2 games is very doable for this product.
Got to take a break if you want to chime in. 800-636-1067. We're the Junkies on the Fan.
Hi, I'm Miss America 2020 Camille Schreier, and I'm asking you to join me in support of the DEA's Take Back Day on Saturday, October 24th. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Visit DEATakeback.com. That's DEATakeback.com.
Football Monday on the Sports Junkies is driven by your local D.C. area Acura dealers.
Welcome back. Junkies on 106.7 The Fan. We are live on NBC Sports Washington. I know, Jason, you wanted to plug something?
Yeah, my daughter is involved in a charity event sponsored by Women Giving Back. All right, so you can go to womengivingback.org to check it out. But it's at Topgolf in Ashburn, Wednesday 4 to 7. Basically what Women Giving Back does is they help women and children in crisis by donating clothes. So if you want to donate to the cause, just donate some of your old clothes to Women Giving Back. It's a great event. I don't know how my daughter is. She's much more charitable than me, but I'm glad that she's involved with it. I actually might go out there to Topgolf on Wednesday for a little bit too, but it's womengivingback.org. Donate some clothes to women and children who need help.
Very cool. Now, will she make her bed before the event?
I guarantee she will not.
Real quick,
she makes her bed about once every 5 days.
I wanted to bring up an article I just saw that our pal J.P. Finley put out on NBC Sports Washington. And it's just speculation, but with all this talk about Haskins potentially being dealt, he points to the Dallas Cowboys. should the Washington football team deal Haskins in the division to the Dallas Cowboys? Right now, the Cowboys, with Dak Prescott being sidelined for the rest of the year with the ankle surgery, they have Andy Dalton as their starter, and he's fine. He's capable. But their only other quarterback on the roster is a guy named Ben DiNucci, who went to JMU, and was a 7th rounder.
I didn't even know he was in the league.
So
why
would
they be interested in Dwayne Haskins?
Well,
why would they want him?
Because has a better resume than Ben DiNucci. That's why.
So you're gonna deal a pick for Dwayne Haskins if you're the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't see it.
I don't see it. And
I don't see Washington trading within the division in midseason. I don't see that. They're not going to try.
But the question is, how many teams are really interested in Dwayne? Because it's not like Dwayne was able to put a bunch of good film on.
Two or three, maybe. I don't think people realize how thin the margin here is for Dwayne being in the league and out of the league.
I understand all of that, but what I'm saying is Dallas may be desperate because they actually are the division leader right now. So as bad as the division is, at 2-3, because they were able to pull off that win with 2 great catches from Michael Gallup and a game-winning field goal to beat the Giants yesterday, they're atop the division. So they probably need to secure somebody that they believe in as backup. I'm not saying that Haskins is great. He's not. We all know that. But you probably don't want to just keep Ben DiNucci as your number 2. He was for the Cowboys. I got to believe Ben DiNucci was a development guy who's never going to step on the field. Was their number 3. Well, now all of a sudden, right now, he's their backup quarterback and could be in the game for them, and they are the division leader.
Jerry is not going to want our trash.
Yeah, I mean, they'll sign like Deshaun Kaiser, who played for Mike McCarthy in Green Bay.
Yeah,
or trade for Brent Hundley.
I see the chance of it. I actually think no one is going to trade for Dwayne, and he's going to be here all year. And then we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do for next year. No one's going to trade for him.
I think that's a
likely
highly
scenario.
Probable scenario, but I could see a team like, for example, the Detroit Lions. They considered drafting a quarterback in the first round this year. They've got Matthew Stafford, but they considered it. At least that's what we heard. And so I could see them taking on a flyer and a guy who would sit behind your number 1 in Matthew Stafford and develop, and then they would hope, if they liked him, going into the draft. I have no idea if the people in Detroit liked him, but if they liked him and considered drafting him a couple of years ago, you put him there to sit behind Matthew Stafford and you develop him. I could see a team like that making a move.
Maybe. I don't know. But they'll do their homework. And if they find out that he doesn't work hard and he shows up late and leaves early and all that nonsense, I don't know if they would even be willing to part with a 6th-round pick, a 5th or 6th-round pick. I find it hard to believe.
I honestly, I think there's no market for him.
Yeah, the market's very thin for Dwayne Haskins, I would guess.
There's plenty of guys with great college stats that just, for whatever reason, they don't hit right away, and then people just move on.
Well, I know this. It's going to be interesting to find out what happens in practice this week. So the tummy ache, as Valdez has been calling it, kept him away from FedEx yesterday, right? And we had a quarterback go down in Kyle Allen. Could have been back on the field in the second half, but Ron Rivera opted to stick with Alex Smith. But he's named Kyle Allen the starter. Will Haskins be there for practice this week to run the scout team?
He'll be at practice, arms folded, looking disinterested.
That's a good question.
He will be at practice.
My understanding was last week somebody talked to him, and he worked. Remember, somebody said he worked after practice with the receivers?
Yes.
So maybe it was just a 24-hour clear your head moment, and he's back on the grind.
Any chance that they make Haskins the number 2 this week?
No.
There's a chance.
Impossible.
Not likely.
I don't think so. But to be fair, Alex, it's an unbelievable story, and everyone is just so happy for him. He didn't look very good.
No, he didn't.
So it looked like last year, only like 2 years ago, only worse.
For what it's worth, Haskins did tweet yesterday. So he tweeted regarding Dak Prescott. He didn't tweet anything about the Washington football team. He just had praying for big bro Dak.
Right. He didn't
say anything. He's not helping his case
positive about Alex. He didn't say, good to see Alex out there. Whatever. He didn't.
No,
say
the last
positive.
2 tweets from Dwayne Haskins. One was about, I guess, his dog Nipsey that passed away. Mm-hmm. That's 3 days ago. He says, "Rest in peace to my puppy Nipsey," and then he has praying for big bro Dak.
Yeah, it seems like he's just out.
He's out on the Washington football team.
Seems like it, yeah. But who knows? I mean, we're reading it from afar.
Yeah, it's actually pretty sad because he's a local guy, local kid.
It's just, isn't it amazing how it goes, how quickly it goes?
He's butt-sized for 31 other teams right now.
No, I mean, he's sized for just one other team.
Yeah, he'll be
just
lucky
one.
He'll be
I know. My point is,
team.
any of the 31 other teams.
True. Anybody that shows interest.
Right.
Like, if he was released, somebody would snatch him up and try to develop him. But I don't see him trading. Literally, I don't see him trading a bag of footballs for him at this point.
Maybe like if he got higher than a 6th-round pick, I'd be stunned.
Yeah. I could see the Cowboys trading a 6th-rounder.
I still can't believe Miami traded a 2 for Rosen.
But when it's all said and done, Drab may be the most correct. Maybe they should have drafted Tua. And I know Tua's not on the field yet, and we have no idea, and he had injury situations. But you just can't win in this league consistently unless you have a franchise quarterback.
Well,
yeah, we could be
not the guy.
Just think about how we've wasted. Ryan Kerrigan is the all-time leader in sacks. Nothing to show for it.
No.
We could waste Chase Young's career here.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Waste it.
I mean, it's very early. It's 5 games in, but sure.
I mean,
he could have a Hall of Fame career and nothing to show for it.
It's hindsight, obviously, but Chase Young, you're right, but Chase Young was one of those can't-miss players. I think they still had to draft him.
It's hard. It's hard to pass up on him.
I mean, look, we just don't know how Tua is going to fare. But if Tua becomes a really good player, you're going to regret it because you always draft a quarterback over defensive end.
Tua will always be better in the locker room than Dwayne, that's for sure.
All right, got to get out of here. For EB, Cakes, Bish, I'm JP. We will see you tomorrow. Grant Danny, they're coming up next right here on The Fan.
Amazon is now hiring near you. We're looking for team members who know that delivering important packages is important work. Ready to work hard to make someone's every day? Ready for benefits and flexible shifts? Immediate hourly roles are available at amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.